the thing that they did is like the legendaries look nice, but the pearlescents get completely bumped by the legendary skins. Just the pearlescents get bumped.
Not even, yeah, in general, like
just in general, because their performance is just piss poor. Like their overall performance across all pearlescents is just piss poor. I wouldn't have minded if all the Borderlands 2 legendaries. Dude, can I? Can I?
have the Schrodinger too, so I can
Dude,
just constantly.
no.
What?
Can I speak for a second?
Oh, sorry.
Anyway,
I'm just rambling to myself.
no, I know. Shut up.
God
Just
damn
shush.
it, dude. I gotta. This is my thing too.
Shush. Anyway, so I wouldn't have minded if the Borderlands 2 legendaries would have the same skins as the Borderlands 2 epic rarity guns, because that would mean that the pearlescents that it had custom skins would have had a little bit more of an impact. You know, they're just like, oh, they really stand out. This is a pearlescent, because you already introduced that in Borderlands 1, the way, you know, where the legendaries just have normal skins that are comparable to epic skins, or just any other, just normal weapon or normal manufacturer skin, and that really made the pearlescents like very unique. Like, people wouldn't have minded it if you did it like that in Borderlands 2 as well, because you already established that certain system.
That's true.
But they did away with it. Oh, award. You have a award?
I definitely don't mind the skins. I mean, obviously, you know, having to go through and put skins like on all those weapons. You know, I imagine it's not that difficult. But you know, comparing that to like just using like epic rarity skins or whatever, it's just the effort that they put into it is nice. Like, I wouldn't say lazy, but it's just like having the skins is nice.
What do you mean, for the vanilla pearlescents untouched by the community?
No, I meant just the legendaries.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's not lazy. That's actually it's a nice touch.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
I think that's one of the reasons why the pearlescents in Borderlands 2, like vanilla status, didn't have skins, because Gearbox didn't know what the fuck to do with them.
But that's just. I honestly think it's because of laziness. You know, they just.
Well, yeah, that too.
It's not just the skin.
They literally didn't know what the fuck to do with them, because they already expended all those like custom skins on the unique weapons and the legendary weapons.
And it's not just the skins too, it's just, you know, it's the weapons themselves.
Comparable to what the pearlescents were in Borderlands 1, because the let's face it, the pearls in Borderlands 1 are running amazing.
Normal speed with the one shot, probably because
yeah, you did the glitch.
Nice.
But yeah, like, they felt unique. They had unique perks. They looked unique. They were unique because they were extremely hard to get. Because that's also one of my gripes with the pearlescents in Borderlands 2. Like, they're so easy to get. Like, if I find a pearlescent in Borderlands 2, I just like, all right.
Well,
I
it's
found
like the thing is, you know, I wouldn't say they're like that easy to get. I mean, you know how the legendary drop rates initially when the game came out were really shit, right? Well,
yeah.
they weren't really...
Is that so much a problem then?
Well, no, they weren't. I mean, they weren't that bad. I mean, I think the way they are now is a lot better.
Just the general, Yeah, it's just the general consensus of the Borderlands 2 community. Like, I can't find any legendary weapons because.
No, it's.
I think it's just more like Gearbox listened a little bit too much to their community. Like, the biggest part of the community were just bitching that they like, I want legendary weapons for days, but I ain't finding them. But the problem is they weren't actually putting their effort into finding them. They were just like,
yeah, but I mean,
they maybe did like 1 or 2 runs.
Good. I think the drop rates now are pretty.
They're good, but they never were bad to begin with.
That's true.
At least not to me. Like I never had issues with finding legendaries. I actually prefer to have the challenge, because the thing you need to understand with Borderlands 2, like, every legendary or pearlescent weapon that you find in Borderlands 2 is good.
Let's see, where are we going here exactly?
What
are we doing?
No, I'm just
running around.
I don't know. Like, I don't know why the fuck you're following me. But
I just don't know what we're doing. Let's go over here, man. Let's go to the cave.
Sure, but like. Anyway, so like the thing with Borderlands 2 legendaries. No, I'm actually
going at the same time.
No, I was actually going for this chest up here, but anyway.
Come on.
Like the legendaries and pearlescents, like, if you find one, you're guaranteed to have a good one, because they're always good. Their parts are always good. Of course, there are a couple of parts that are superior to others, you know, namely the sights and maybe the stocks. But some accessories give fire rate, but don't give the damage output. Other accessories give the damage output, but don't give the fire rate. So when you find a weapon with one of those, you know that it's not going to be better or worse than its contemporaries. Meaning that every legendary weapon and pearlescent that you find is already good. Meaning that you don't have to farm anymore. You had to work your ass off to get something good in Borderlands 1. Yes, the legendaries and not the pearlescent, but at least the legendaries. The legendaries were pretty easy to come by in Borderlands 1. But like 90% of them are just absolute garbage because of the part hierarchy system that Borderlands 1 uses. And in Borderlands 2, you could literally just go out and you find a legendary. It's like, all right, this legendary is good. It competes with all the other legendaries of its contemporary parts. You know, I can move on to the next. So there's no real farming challenge in Borderlands 2 in the pre-sequel, because no matter what legendary you found with certain part combinations, you just knew it was competitive with the rest.
Well, I mean, not all legendaries on Borderlands 2 and pre-sequel are good, though.
There are some junk. There's some junk in there, but the same goes for Borderlands 1. There are also some legendaries in Borderlands 1 that are junk. Revolution, we're looking at you.
Hey, at least they didn't, did they misname any weapons on Borderlands 2? Like any legendaries and stuff?
Not that I know of.
Guess they learned from their mistakes in that regard. That's good. But, anyways, what I was saying, or like trying to say, was that, like, with the drop rates, though, you know, I like that challenge. I do too, with the legendary drop rates and everything on Borderlands 2, but, you know, just the pearlescents, like, you know, where would they stand then? Like, if they kept the drop rates as they were, and they're still, like, they're not like ultra good now or whatever. Like, they're better. They're definitely better. I honestly think they're great as is. But like, I don't know. You kind of get what I'm trying to say. Like, where would the pearlescent stand? Like, let's say they did keep the drop rates. And they might have actually did keep the drop rates when the pearlescents were at least released initially, you know. I don't know when exactly they amped up the drop rates, but since the legendaries were already pretty hard to come by at first, like how would they make the pearlescents?
Then the pearlescents were actually, like, if Borderlands 2 kept its drop rates as they were in the beginning, the pearlescents would have actually been quite the feat to find, because currently if you find a pearlescent in Borderlands 2, you know, it's just a pearlescent. Great, I found it. Yay. There's no real thing behind it. But if in Borderlands 1 you find a pearlescent, you're like, whoa, dude, look at that. Look,
well,
my God.
You gotta remember, you also gotta take in consideration the fact that they're not that great in Borderlands 2. Like,
yeah, but I mean, like, the rate of finding them is a lot easier in Borderlands 2 as the game is now than to that. Like in Borderlands 1, like, your best bet at getting pearlescents is Crawmerax, and he doesn't give them away for free, if you know what I'm saying. In Borderlands 2, you can literally get pearlescents from pretty much anywhere.
That's actually, I like that though, personally.
I don't, because that beats away their uniqueness, because like it's gonna be super easy to find them.
I mean, I do wish they were more like raid boss exclusive.
Yeah, oh, raid boss exclusive.
Like on Borderlands 2, because like I liked how Crawmerax dropped them. I felt like they were really, you know, not only Crawmerax, you know, Crimson Lance chests, but I was a fan that Crawmerax, you know, like was a good way, you know, at that of getting pearlescents. Because I actually felt really rewarding to farm Crawmerax, and still does, honestly. Like if you get a, actually don't have that. Can I grab that?
Yeah, I grab it.
But do you get what I'm saying?
Like yeah.
On Borderlands 2, like, it would be, you know, if they would have made the pearlescents, like, maybe raid boss exclusive or something, that would have been, I think that would have been cool. Maybe, you know, maybe not just raid boss exclusive, but
it's just that legendary weapons in Borderlands 2, they're not unique because you can get them real easy, and no matter which one you find, it's always good. That and the frequency that you find pearlescents in is just too frequent.
It's not that frequent. It's
let's just say it's a lot more frequent than you can get them in Borderlands 1.
I mean, you can only get them in UVHM too. You gotta remember that.
Yeah, but that's the same goes for Borderlands 1. You know, second playthrough.
Yeah. I mean, it does make sense that like the drop rates are increased near end game.
Dude, listen. Pearlescents in Borderlands 1 are very hard to come by. Let's agree on that, because you need to farm. Like, you could farm for weeks on end and you wouldn't find a single goddamn thing. In Borderlands 2, you can literally go out there, you can farm some loot midgets, and boom, you got your pearlescent. Well done, you got it in like a day. Great job. Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's if you farm loot midgets, though. Like, what if you're just going out and farming, just killing shit?
Well, then it's still easy to find.
It's not.
Because there are a lot of
Maybe
enemies
in-game
that get...
OP8.
Yeah, on Borderlands 1, you need to be in playthrough 2 in order to get pearlescents. Meaning that it's the same for Borderlands 2. You only have one playthrough, so one chance to get them. And even more so, in Borderlands 1, you need to be in the Nox DLC in order to get pearlescents. In Borderlands 2, you can go pretty much everywhere and you can get them.
I know, like, they're easier, but they're still not, like, they're not as easy as you're making them out to be. They're not, like, legendaries on Borderlands 1, you know?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, in Borderlands 1...
I get what you mean, though. I get what you mean, like, that they're not as satisfying to find.
Let's just put it this way. In Borderlands 1, they have double the rarity. Why? Because, first off, they're very hard to find. And, second off, you need to be goddamn lucky to find a pearlescent with a perfect part combination.
They should have done something like
close to it.
Honestly.
No,
not that extreme, but you know, just something like, because with the bloodless, you know, even though they're just like, holy shit, oh man, that's the glitch here where you stand on the damn.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! What's happening to me right now? Oh, okay.
Nothing.
So weird.
I know.
Like the bloodless though, like, you know, even though we haven't found one, even though I don't think anyone's found one yet.
Nobody has ever found one.
Yeah. Like, it's still just, you know, thinking about it, if we actually do ever find one, just the satisfaction is going to be just above and beyond, man. Like, anything that I've probably ever experienced playing this game, or playing Borderlands, period. You know, it doesn't matter which one. I do get what you mean with the challenge, like, you know, having that challenge there and actually grinding for a while and getting its, you know, the satisfaction, like, nothing beats that, right?
Yeah, but Borderlands 2 doesn't really have that.
Well, it did have that, like you're saying. It did kind of have, like,
in the beginning.
Initially. It's still...
But then they tossed that out the window because bitches on the forums were complaining, I can't find any legendary weapons. Increase the drop rates. And they barely played the goddamn game. Like, I swear, like, everybody who complained, who wanted to increase in drop rates in Borderlands 2 / the pre-sequel / whatever.
Pre-sequel is actually
like,
fine.
They probably never even touched Borderlands 1. There are probably players who just jumped into Borderlands 2, like, never even touched Borderlands 1.
Ooh, look at that, dude. Hornet.
Hmm?
Kind of a shit hornet, though. There's a hornet over here.
Yeah, I looked at it. That's why I left it. It's not
missed a couple lockers, too.
I don't give a shit about the lockers. I know there's nothing in them.
Does Nox spawn again, or no? Oh, it does. Hold on. Kill switch? Is that what you're pulling out?
No.
Let's one shot him to death.
I'm actually throwing some shit out.
Only one shot him to death? Oh, nice. But you know, I do get what you mean. They're not like that easy to come by. They are like, there obviously are certain sources, which I really wish Gearbox, like especially the loot midgets, like come on. That whole loot midget farming thing just makes pearlescence absurd to find. Like it's not even, it's just laughably easy. Like they should have done something with that at least.
Yeah.
I don't know if the community patch has touched that. I kind of hope it does. But you know, another thing I didn't really like is with the second batch of pearlescence. You might have actually liked this because it's, you know, kind of restricts you to farm a certain thing to get them. In this case, it was tubbies. You know, the second batch, like the Becca, Godfinger. I think it was, what were the other two? Wanderlust or the Wanderlust and Carnage. I think those were the four that came with the second batch. You had to farm, like pretty much one of the only ways, if not the only way to get them was farming tubbies. And you know, I ended up doing that and shit, and I'm not gonna lie, like that kind of got, like I didn't really like that. I'm glad that you know, Shadow Evil fixed that in the community patch, added that in, and made it so you can get them. Pretty much just added them in with the rest of the pearlescence, you know, in the last patch update. But I don't know what your stance is on that though. Like, if you like that, because I know you said that you like having the options limited with farming and, you know, just to make it more challenging, I guess. Is that how I should put it?
Mm-hmm.
Like on Borderlands 1, you know, you can only farm certain things, you can only be in the Nox DLC, and there's only certain sources that really give you pearl essence.